Welcome to Death Row FL, the series where we expose the most brutal crimes and executions from Florida's darkest corners. In this episode, we examine one of the most vicious cases in the state's modern history, the 1994 abduction, rape and murder of 23-year-old Carmen Gayheart by prison escapees Anthony Floyd Wainwright and Richard Eugene Hamilton. This is the story of a nursing student and mother of two who crossed paths with evil and never came home. April 27th, 1994, a bright Florida afternoon. Carmen Gayheart had just finished her classes at Lake City Community College, where she was studying nursing. She was a dedicated student, a loving mother to two young children, and known for her warmth and work ethic. After class, she stopped at the local Winn-Dixie supermarket to buy groceries. As she loaded bags into her Ford Bronco, she was approached by two men with guns. What Carmen didn't know and couldn't have known is that these two men had escaped a minimum security prison in North Carolina just days before. Richard Eugene Hamilton was a career criminal serving 25 years for armed robbery. He had a long history of violent offences, including threatening clerks with weapons during hold-ups and committing home invasions. Anthony Floyd Wainwright was serving a 10-year sentence for burglary. His criminal record included multiple counts of breaking and entering, theft and assault. They were both considered dangerous and clearly determined not to go back. Together they broke out of the Carteret Correctional Center in Newport, North Carolina. They stole a vehicle, broke into a home, stole two rifles. They were armed, desperate and on the run. Then they headed south to Florida. When they found Carmen, they saw an opportunity to continue their run. They forced her into her own vehicle at gunpoint and drove her out of Lake City, leaving their stolen getaway car abandoned at a lumber yard along US 41. They took her to a remote wooded area behind the Fuel City truck stop in Hamilton County, a location so isolated no one could hear her scream. There, Carmen Gayheart was brutally raped by both men. Hamilton later told investigators that after the sexual assault, Wainwright attempted to strangle Carmen. She resisted, she fought, she tried to survive, but it wasn't enough. Wainwright retrieved the .22 caliber bolt-action rifle they'd stolen and shot her twice in the head at close range. Her body was left in the brush. The men fled in her vehicle. Back in Lake City, Carmen's husband and father were frantic. She never came to pick up her children from daycare. Her classmates hadn't seen her since school let out. By that evening, she was reported missing. April 28th. Mississippi State Trooper John Wayne Leggett spotted two suspicious men in an out-of-state vehicle. They matched the descriptions of two fugitives wanted in Florida. A gunfight erupted. Hamilton was shot in the face. Wainwright took a bullet too. Both survived. Inside the vehicle, Carmen Gayheart's Ford Bronco, but Carmen was not there. Back in Florida, detectives interrogated Hamilton. He confessed. He drew a crude map to the site where they'd left Carmen's body. He claimed Wainwright pulled the trigger. He couldn't name the exact town, but dispatcher Tina Wheeler from the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office recognized the area. Early May 2nd, officers Mel Black and Albert Jones found Carmen's remains in the woods near State Route 6. Dr. Margarita Aruza, the District 4 medical examiner, performed the autopsy. She confirmed sexual trauma. a missing hyoid bone consistent with strangulation, 2 gunshot wounds to the head. Carmen's body was decomposing, but several of her teeth were found scattered nearby. The brutality stunned even seasoned investigators. Both Wainwright and Hamilton were charged with first-degree murder, rape, kidnapping and robbery. Each was facing the death penalty. Due to media attention, the trials were moved to Clay County. Prosecutors emphasized the premeditated nature of the murder, the callousness of the act, and the suffering inflicted. Both men claimed the other fired the fatal shot, but neither denied participating in the abduction or assault. In May 1995, 2 separate juries found both men guilty. On June 1st, both juries recommended the death penalty. The judge, calling the murder pitiless and unnecessarily torturous, sentenced them both to die in the electric chair, plus 3 consecutive life sentences. While awaiting execution, Wainwright and Hamilton were placed in maximum security cells. Corrections officers were warned about escape plans and even murder plots aimed at staff. Stun belts were fitted to the inmates during transport. Both men appealed for decades. Hamilton died of natural causes in 2023, having spent nearly 3 decades on death row. Wainwright's appeals stretched to the US Supreme Court. He claimed innocence. He blamed his upbringing. He even blamed Agent Orange exposure. But the evidence, including semen, fingerprints, the murder weapon and his own words, was overwhelming. On May 10th, 2025, Governor Ron DeSantis signed Wainwright's death warrant. On June 10th, 2025, Anthony Floyd Wainwright was executed by lethal injection at Florida State Prison. He made no final statement. The official time of death, 6:22 p.m. Carmen Gayheart's family never stopped fighting for justice. Her sister spoke at vigils. Her mother passed away before seeing justice served. Her children grew up without their mother. This is the story of Carmen Gayheart, robbed of life, silenced by violence. And this is the legacy of Anthony Wainwright and Richard Hamilton, cowards who tried to outrun justice and failed. If you found this episode powerful, subscribe to our channel. Every day we uncover the real stories behind the headlines. And we don't look away.